Hello there.
Hey guys, in today's video I will be reviewing the newest Mandalorian episode. First I will talk about my first impressions of the episode. Then I will discuss its strengths. And to cap it off I will discuss the weaknesses of the episode. So let's start with my first impressions. I was so excited to watch this episode of The Mandalorian. Season 1 of The Mandalorian was amazing. But what made that season good was all of the potential the season showed. It looked like it was going to set up so many great stories. So the real excitement was around future seasons of The Mandalorian. And let me tell you, the first episode of Season 2 did not disappoint. It introduced great characters. I am of course talking about Cobb Vanth. The actor Timothy Olyphant did an amazing job on his character. There are other great characters, but I would like to discuss that when I talk about strengths. The first episode of Season 2 was just a really great way to start off the season. It does a great job of setting up the idea of Mando searching for other Mandalorians. It also sets up Boba Fett's return amazingly. Overall a great way to start a season. If I had to give it a grade I would probably give it an 8.5 out of 10. So now that I have talked about my first impression and given a rating for the episode, let's talk about why this episode was so good. Well, first of all I would like to go into deeper analysis of Cobb Vanth. I think that he may be one of my favorite characters in the show. Definitely in my top 3. I really hope that we get to see him in later seasons. Maybe Mando has to take a detour, and we get a few minutes of Mando and Cobb Vanth reuniting. I would just like to see more of Cobb Vanth. He is a selfless character that cares deeply for his village. He is a really good guy. Seeing him and Mando fighting alongside each other is highly entertaining. I just feel like these two characters click. They can really relate to each other. Mando wants what's best for the child and Vanth wants what's best for his village. They are both willing to put themselves in danger to help the ones they care about. That is why Cobb Vanth and Mando are likable characters. Another strength of this episode is how it sets up the rest of the season. It really got us back into the show brilliantly. It introduced new characters and solidified the great journey that the main characters of the show are on. There have been so many rumors revolving around this season. These rumors make the anticipation of Season 2 almost unbearable. But in this episode we finally get to see one of these rumors come true. Boba Fett is back. It will be interesting to see how they explain his survival. I have heard that his armor protected him from the Sarlacc. But if that is true, how is his armor not more banged up? Was he able to get out alive with his armor on him? Or did he have to ditch his armor? All these questions confuse me, and that is one of the reasons I am so excited for the next episode. So many questions will finally be answered. I have had multiple theories on this season and it would be really cool to see one of those come true. It is this anticipation for answers that not many shows can pull off, but The Mandalorian did. With that said, let's talk about the ending cliffhanger, which was the episode's biggest strength. This cliffhanger was a great way to reveal that Boba is alive. We see Boba looking at the iconic twin suns, with Mando speeding off in the distance. I knew before Boba turned around that it was him. But when he turned around and it was confirmed, I got so excited. The main rumors of Season 2 were that Boba and Ahsoka would return, and personally I was a lot more excited for Boba's return. One of the coolest characters in Star Wars canon finally getting a quality story would be amazing. Sure, Boba got a lot of screen time in the Clone Wars, but I want to see Boba as an adult. As an experienced bounty hunter. In the original trilogy Boba doesn't have much of a story. He is kinda just there until he dies in Return of the Jedi. Getting to see Temuera Morrison as Boba would be unreal. Morrison did an amazing job as Jango Fett. In fact, as of now, I like Jango better than Boba. But that of course could definitely change. I have been debating on whether I want Boba to be a side character or an antagonist. Boba has always been neutral. He has never picked a side. Whoever gives him money is who he works for. It would be cool to see Mando and Boba fighting side by side. Those two together would be one scary combo. Sadly I believe that Boba will be an antagonist. He is going to want his armor back badly. And to get his armor back he is going to have to go through Mando. Whichever way the writers go with Boba's character, I'm sure it will be great. So now why don't we talk about some things that aren't so great? Let's talk about the flaws of this episode. First of all, I thought that the intro scene was totally unnecessary. The only information the audience needed to know was that Mando heard that there was a Mandalorian on Tatooine. We didn't need a solid 7 minutes dedicated to him finding this information. Also, Mando allowing those creatures to kill the green guy just doesn't fit his character. He doesn't seem like the guy to kill unnecessarily. I would be totally fine if he was the type of guy to kill unnecessarily, but that trait wasn't set up in Season 1. Once we have already met a character, you can't just change him with no explanation as to why he changed. I bet the time between the end of Season 1 and the start of Season 2 were only a few days apart. What could have happened to make his character change so much? This of course isn't a big deal and didn't ruin the episode, it just bothers me a little. Another critique of the episode would be Pelimoto. This character just annoys me. It seems logical for Mando to go to her to ask directions, but at what cost? That whole scene was hard to watch. Some cringy lines like, "Thank the Force," are just a little too much for me. Especially when that phrase is used by someone who isn't a Jedi. But that scene was rather short and we got to see R5 again, which was great. So it doesn't make the episode much worse for me. Other than that, I don't see this episode having many flaws. It was very well done. I see some people saying that it is the best episode in the series. I really don't know how they can say that. Episode 8 was near perfection. There was no better way the writers could have finished the season than that finale. It was definitely a good episode though. I hope that once Season 2 of The Mandalorian is over, I can rank all the episodes in the series. Comment if you would like for me to do that. Also, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, and possibly consider subscribing. See you next time on Star Wars Ranked.